Today our topic is why Seneca warned against materialism. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher from ancient Rome, had a lot to say about how we live our lives, especially about the things we own and the way we think about wealth. He believed that too much focus on material things like money, luxury, and possessions could lead us away from a happy and meaningful life. Seneca was not against having money or nice things, but he warned that if we put too much importance on them, we might lose sight of what truly matters in life, our character, our relationships, and our inner peace. He thought that chasing after wealth and luxury could make us greedy, anxious, and never satisfied. Instead, he taught that we should focus on developing our virtues, like wisdom, courage, and self-control, because these are the things that bring real happiness and freedom. Seneca lived in a time when Rome was very rich and powerful, and many people were obsessed with wealth and status. He saw how this obsession could ruin people's lives. He noticed that the more people had, the more they wanted, and the more they worried about losing what they had. This endless cycle of desire and fear made them unhappy, even if they were surrounded by luxury. Seneca believed that true wealth is not about having a lot of things, but about needing very little. He said that if we can learn to be content with what we have, we will be free from the stress and worry that come with always wanting more. This idea is at the heart of Stoicism, the philosophy Seneca followed. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and to let go of what we cannot control, like wealth, fame, and other external things. One of Seneca's most important lessons is that materialism can distract us from living a good life. When we spend all our time and energy trying to get more money or more things, we might neglect the things that really matter, like our relationships with family and friends, our health, and our personal growth. Seneca said that wealth is not bad in itself, but it becomes a problem when we let it control us. He compared wealth to a tool. It can be useful if we use it wisely, but it can also harm us if we become too attached to it. For example, if we think that having a big house or an expensive car will make us happy, we might be disappointed when we get these things and still feel empty inside. Seneca believed that happiness comes from within, not from external things. He said that if we can find peace and contentment in ourselves, we will not need to rely on material things to feel good. Another reason Seneca warned against materialism is that it can make us selfish and disconnected from others. When we focus too much on our own wealth and success, we might forget about the needs of others and the importance of helping those who are less fortunate. Seneca believed that we are all part of a larger community, and that we have a responsibility to care for one another. He said that true wealth is not about how much we have, but about how much we can give. He encouraged people to be generous and to use their wealth to help others, rather than just hoarding it for themselves. This idea is still very relevant today, in a world where many people are focused on making money and achieving success, often at the expense of others. Seneca also warned that materialism can make us vulnerable to fear and anxiety. When we have a lot of material possessions, we might become afraid of losing them. This fear can make us stressed and unhappy, even if we have everything we need. Seneca said that the more we have, the more we have to lose, and the more we have to worry about. He believed that the key to peace of mind is to let go of our attachment to material things, and to focus on what really matters, our inner strength and our ability to face life's challenges with courage and resilience. He said that if we can learn to be content with less, we will be less afraid of losing what we have, and we will be more free to enjoy life. One of the most powerful ideas in Seneca's philosophy is that we should not wait for external things to make us happy. He said that many people spend their lives chasing after wealth, fame, and pleasure, thinking that these things will bring them happiness, but they are often disappointed. Seneca believed that happiness is not something we can find outside ourselves. It is something we create within ourselves by living a virtuous life. He said that if we focus on developing our character and living in accordance with our values, we will find a deep and lasting sense of fulfillment that no amount of money or material possessions can give us. Seneca's warnings about materialism are especially important in today's world, where many people are constantly bombarded with messages telling them that they need to buy more, have more, and be more in order to be happy. Advertising, social media, and consumer culture often make us feel like we are not good enough unless we have the latest gadgets, the most fashionable clothes, or the biggest house. This can create a lot of pressure and stress, and it can make us feel like we are never satisfied with what we have. Seneca's teachings remind us that we do not need to buy into this idea. We can choose to live simply, to focus on what really matters, and to find happiness within ourselves. One of the ways we can apply Seneca's teachings in our own lives is by practicing gratitude. Instead of always wanting more, we can take time to appreciate what we already have. Seneca said that gratitude is one of the most important virtues because it helps us to see the good in our lives and to be content with what we have. When we practice gratitude, we can break free from the cycle of always wanting more and start to feel more satisfied and at peace. Another way to follow Seneca's advice is to focus on our relationships with others. Instead of spending all our time and energy trying to get more money or more things, we can invest in our relationships with family and friends and in helping others. Seneca believed that these are the things that bring true happiness and meaning to our lives. In conclusion, Seneca warned against materialism because he saw how it could lead to greed, anxiety, and a lack of fulfillment. He believed that true wealth is not about having a lot of things, but about needing very little and being content with what we have. He taught that happiness comes from within, from living a virtuous life and focusing on what really matters. His teachings are still very relevant today, in a world where many people are caught up in the pursuit of wealth and material possessions. By following Seneca's advice, we can learn to live more simply, to appreciate what we have, and to find true happiness and peace of mind.